To the phones we return for our next terrifying tale. Welcome to the show, caller. You're on the air.
Hello. If you've ever had, like another caller that is, mention a door? A red one with the number 13 on it? It looks like it belongs to an old hotel. A door that's not there one minute and then just is?
I don't think so. Could I have your name?
Sorry, I'm Melody, and sorry, I don't really know how any of this works.
Oh, you just tell us your story.
No, I mean the door. I don't know how it works. I was out for a run earlier. It was just standing there, waiting for me. Don't ask me why, but I went through it.
And?
And on the other side was, it was an old hotel. Look, I know how crazy people always say, I know how this sounds, but I know how this sounds, and I'm not crazy.
You've brought your story to us to be heard, and heard it will be, without ridicule or judgment.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Now I assume you ran right back through this clearly evil door, right?
No, I went exploring.
What? What are you, some kind of dummy?
Hey, I thought you said there'd be no...
Right. My apologies, Melody. Please continue.
Anyway, I had a look around. I weirdly needed to. The place was speaking to me, I guess. For whatever reason, I felt like I was supposed to be there. I'd come through on the second floor, but headed down to the first to begin my search there.
What was it like, this mysterious hotel?
It was beautiful. Don't get me wrong, the place looked its age. Had plenty of rough edges, but that just added to the charm and character, you know? I have a soft spot for old buildings. But this was obviously more than just an old building. It was... I don't even know how to describe it. All I know is how the place made me feel. I felt calm, at peace.
Calm and at peace, huh? That's interesting, because I think most of us would be freaking out in your shoes, Melody.
I should have been. I mean, I just stepped through some random door in a field and was now wherever, but I wasn't afraid. I felt like I belonged there, like it was home. Eventually, though, I did snap out of it. The reality of the situation dawned on me, and I moved for the front door to find out what exactly was going on. But then the phone at the front desk started ringing.
You didn't answer it, though, right? Melody?
What else was I supposed to do? And I'm glad I did.
Why?
Melody, don't go outside. Don't go outside. Whatever you do, don't go outside.
Melody?
I was warned not to leave the hotel.
Who? Who warned you?
Myself?
Yourself?
She had my voice anyway. Maybe it was the real me.
But weren't you the real you?
I honestly wasn't so sure anymore. I wasn't sure of anything. I knew that something was very wrong.
Okay, Melody, you gotta help me out here. Can you explain how...
No, I can't. I can't explain any of it. I don't have answers. This place didn't provide answers. It exists outside of what we know.
But the hotel...
It wasn't a hotel. It only looked like one. To me, anyway. To someone else, it, I don't know, could have been a deli or a fire station. It probably manifests differently for everyone.
So, because you like old buildings, it appeared to you as a historic hotel?
Yes, I think. Maybe? I don't really know.
But if it wasn't actually a hotel, what was it?
Alive. It was a living thing, and I walked right into its mouth.
So, what'd you do next, Melody? Did you end up leaving the building?
No, I had to exit the way I'd entered, so I went back upstairs. But now the place knew I was trying to leave, so it tried to stop me.
How?
Distraction. It was trying to get my attention, preying on my natural curiosity. Maybe that's why the hotel had revealed itself to me in the first place. I simply had to know. That's just who I am as a person. It was playing with me, making sounds for me to chase. And I did, room to room.
So you're wandering around a haunted hotel, what is actually the belly of some indescribable interdimensional being, and you started opening doors.
Not all of them. Behind every door was a previous victim of the place, an eternal guest of the hotel, I guess you could say. There were secrets about the place that I didn't dare to learn. Most of them, probably all, were beyond my understanding, not to mention dangerous. And so, despite my overwhelming curiosity, I left certain doors closed. Doors I wasn't ready for, but others, well, others I did open.
And what did you find, Melody?
The next room I looked in was full of, well...
What was in the room, Melody?
It was full of antique toys.
Oh boy, here we go.
But there was one in particular that it was standing in the corner of the room, watching me as I came in.
What kind of toy was it?
Well, I say toy, but it was as much a toy as this place was a hotel.
So what was the...
It was a doll. She was, holding her own severed head. Her own glowing severed head.
You ran away, right? Right, Melody?
Not until she lunged at me and started shaking violently. I got the message after that and bolted. I ran to the next door, but it was only darkness beyond. A void. So I turned to the room across the hall. I proceeded with a little more caution this time.
I should hope so. What'd you find behind this door?
A box of some kind. It was sitting on the bed. It had a little window in it, like a pet crate would.
Was there an animal inside?
Not exactly. Some monster woke up and went crazy in the box. It was terrifying.
It certainly sounds like it. What then, Melody?
I took off to the next room, but that one was no better. There was something outside the window, but coming into the room. It was passing through the glass and emerged from the curtain. It laughed at me. Then the rest of them started in. Every guest, every victim of the hotel. I wasn't going to join them. Before I even knew it, I was in the field again, right where I'd started.
Wow, it's quite a story.
I didn't call your show with a story, Lindsay. I called with a warning. If anyone ever sees this thing just standing out in the field or a parking lot or wherever, it's not a prank, it's real, and it's hungry. Stay away.
Stay away. But, Melody, what if someone...
Don't be like me and let your curiosity get the better of you. Just keep walking. That's all you have to do. Leave the door alone and it'll move on. Do not open. Do not step through. And do not disturb.
Great advice. Thank you for that story. Warning. We really appreciate it. All right. Well, that was a good one. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, I'm gonna get right into it. I don't have a lot of time here. So I took a job guarding this abandoned building. The guy paying me dropped me off out front, then took off.
Whoa, slow down there, cowboy. Details. Why would someone need you to guard an abandoned building?
The owner was trying to sell it off, but the place kept getting broken into. By kids, mostly. He said it happened this time every year and was always left with a big mess the next day.
This time every year? You mean on Halloween?
Yeah, Halloween. The owner gave me a flashlight before I got out of the car. Said all I had to do was shine it at anyone I saw and they'd run off. Sounded easy enough.
I see. So, what kind of building was this?
He said it was an old hospital, but that wasn't the whole truth.
Oh?
There was a lot he didn't tell me.
Let's back up a bit here. I'm sorry. Could I have your name, please?
It's Derek.
So, how did you get this job, Derek?
I heard about this place at the edge of town, where someone like me could get work. I didn't know what kind, just that it paid cash. I was told to go to the local water hole, a place called Roscoe's, and talk to the owner, to Roscoe. He hired me on the spot, but said he'd only pay me after the work was done, not before. I figured he didn't want me running off with his money, but that wasn't it.
Why didn't this Roscoe guy just look after the place himself?
I asked him that, said he didn't want to miss out on Halloween. Apparently he threw a costume party at the bar for the adults of the town after all the trick-or-treaters went home for the night.
So you just had to guard the place for Halloween? Did he give you a key, or...?
He told me the only door that wasn't rusted shut was at the top of the second-story fire escape. I just had to let myself in.
What was it like inside?
It seemed fine as far as old buildings go. I was just looking forward to having a roof over my head, even if it was only for one night. I've been roughing it for a while now. I carried everything I owned in an old duffel bag.
I see. But the building, it wasn't creepy at all?
Oh, well, there might have been one or two odd things about it. No red flags, just some general weirdness. Not that it mattered. I was already there. I had to stick it out.
Because you needed Roscoe's money. So, were you gonna get a place to stay, or some new clothes, or...
I needed that money for a new ride.
A new ride? Oh, right. You mentioned that Roscoe had to drive you to the asylum.
I lost my bike a while back.
Your bike? You mean your motorcycle?
Yeah. Once upon a time, I belonged to the Infernal Ears Motorcycle Club. You've probably heard of it. Maybe not. Doesn't really exist anymore, but that's a whole other story.
Derek? You still there? Hello? Did I lose you?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, you agreed to guard this building. What happened next?
I did my job. With my trusty old baseball bat and Roscoe's cheap flashlight, I started patrolling. The place was cold and damp and echoey. It was more cave than building at this point, but it wasn't too long before I figured out what it used to be, what kind of hospital it had been back in the day.
What do you mean?
As it turns out, the place was an old bug house. You know, for crazies.
You mean it was